So you watched my last video about exams being cancelled in England and you're wondering right now what you should be studying. That really depends on if you're studying for GCSE or A-levels and where you are in the world. However, there's one thing that you shouldn't be doing, and that's studying any more than you have to. Hi everyone, my name's Sunny and welcome to my maths adventure. So in my last video, I gave you 5 tips on what you should be doing right now if your GCSE or A-level exams have been cancelled. In this video, I want to talk about why you shouldn't study more than you have to, and by doing so, why it may be detrimental to your success. I want to begin by defining what I mean by studying more. Studying more means going above and beyond what is required of you at this moment in time. With the recent announcement of exam cancellations in England, we still haven't had any announcement as of yet on what the conditions and criteria will be for teacher predicted grades. Therefore, the forthcoming announcement by the Education Secretary and Ofqual may contain a blended approach to the issuing of GCSE and A-level grades. Some of these tests may depend on a combination of factors, things like internal tests, mocks, homework and teacher judgment. The important point here is that different methods will be discussed and it may be implemented to determine your grades. In the absence of any guidance, it's important that you don't study any more than you have to. You should be focusing on what you're doing well in your current classes and consolidating what you've learned so far. For example, I'm currently on my applied section on my A-level mathematics course, and I've yet to be taught much of the statistics and mechanics modules. The worst thing that I can do now is to overstudy by jumping ahead and teaching myself potential future topics. There's a reason why jumping ahead might be a bad decision, and that's because we don't know if teachers will be able to finish the whole syllabus by the end of the academic year. The Education Secretary Gavin Williamson did say that there may be a possibility that the year may be extended to accommodate lost learning time. However, with the announcement of teacher predicted grades, my prediction is, and yes, this is another one of my predictions, the academic year won't get extended as teachers now have the authority to issue student grades. I think most people just want this academic year of 2020 to 2021 to be out of the way, and hopefully things will get better in the next academic year. There'll be a fresh restart for all the students and teachers involved. Because there will be no potential extension to the academic year, teachers will now face pressure to finish the specification for the subjects they're teaching. This may prove to be challenging with all the current stop-start lockdowns, the back and forth between face-to-face learning and online learning. Therefore, in my opinion, any attempts to study future subjects that have yet to be taught might be futile, as these subjects may not even be in your test, mock exam, or even withdrawn due to teaching time pressures. However, the most important point why you shouldn't study more than you have to is this. Teachers cannot test you on topics they've not taught you. I'm expecting that the majority of us will have to do some sort of mock or progress test if we get back to school after February half term. This is because teachers really do need to start thinking about building a portfolio of your work and test scores. If we do sit them, what do you think are going to be in those test papers? Yes, exactly. It's going to be on the topics that you've covered so far and not on subjects that you've not been taught, as that wouldn't be fair or make any sense. Therefore, the best use of your time right now is to focus on the material that you're currently studying and consolidate what you've learned so far. Learning more might not be the best use of your time. Some of you may ask, especially Year 11 pupils, how far do I go back to revise or consolidate? Do I go back to Year 10 material? To that, I don't really have an answer for you, I'm afraid. In the absence of a steer from the Education Secretary, you'll need to take advice from your tutors on what the best course of study for your current circumstances are. I do want to mention a couple of caveats in what I'm saying. In one of my videos, I talked about 2 subjects that weren't going to be in the WJEC A-level mathematics exam. So my teacher won't be teaching these subjects. However, I do know the importance of mathematical proofs to undergraduate math studies. Therefore, I'll be self-studying these topics at the end of the academic year. So there's nothing wrong with teaching yourself these omitted subjects. However, doing this right now may not be the best course of action. Save it until school's out for the summer. The second point I want to make is just because you don't have to study any more than you have to, this doesn't mean that you should be lazy or complacent towards your studies. Continue to implement the 5 tips in my last video. Manage your attendance, hand in your homework, turn up for tests and mock exams, remain engaged and focused in your studies, and finally, don't give up. I know for some of you it may be difficult not to do extra study as you're a student that doesn't like to have knowledge gaps, just like myself. However, you do need to understand the current circumstances we are in. Adjust your study routine to what gets announced, as this might be the best way forward. Before I go, I just want to give you one interesting statistic. A whopping 96% of you who are watching my videos aren't subscribed. So consider supporting me by hitting that subscribe button. It will really help me for the future. Thank you. So wherever you are in the world, study hard, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.